One of the most common problems I get called out to during the summer months is when the heating's coming on when the hot water's cooling. More often than not, this indicates a faulty diverter valve. The best thing to do is just replace it. I shut the power off, get up into the loft, and locate the feed and expansion tank. Luckily, this was picked up as the ball valve had stopped filling. This one could be freed up, but if it was left any longer, the system could have dried out, causing problems with the boiler and the pump. I then create a vacuum by using my bungs, going into the feed, and then putting a cap on the vent. The vacuum will prevent the system from emptying. It's always worth checking for automatic air vents on the system, which in this case I did not. I should have, but I didn't. Before doing any electrical work, make sure to practice safe isolation. I will often have my wet vac to hand, but on this occasion, for the purpose of the video, I didn't bother. Three-way valves are labelled A and B. A goes to the central heating and the B goes to the hot water cylinder. These valves also work in the mid position, diverting towards heating and hot water. Always allow for the water to slow down before you remove the valve fully. Like I said before, I didn't check for any auto air vents, but there was one in the loft above the boiler, which if I'd have closed, there would have been a lot less water coming out of this one. I shut the pump valve off just to prevent any more water. This can always be a bit risky depending on the state of the pump valves, and they don't always shut off. Then swap the valve out, putting the new one in. There's no need to remove the nuts and olives, so I just put plenty of paste in. This takes up any imperfections in the old pipework or olive and helps create a nice seal. Always remember to turn on any valves that were shut off. You can then remove the bung and the cap and test for any leaks. This is where I then noticed the auto air vent just above the boiler. Luckily the valve was up quite high, so it didn't empty much water out the system. But like I say, always worth checking. The old valve was very tight into the wiring centre, so instead of wiring from there, I use these 5-way connector blocks that you can just join the new head to the old valve head. find these extremely simple to use, and you can just wire them up. And all you've got to do is match the colours up, which is nice and simple. What I like about these Drayton motorised valve heads is you can remove them and you can check them and test them easily. The valve should then switch between heating and hot water, which you can see on the indicator on the side of the valve, and it could be set in the mid position when both heating and hot water is on. Then you can just clip the head back on, and that is how you fit a new 3-port diverter valve.
Yeah, for the gas you do.